Hi, I'm Sam and I'm a crew member at BALTIC, and today I'm going to be talking about our Idea of North exhibition, which is part of our programme for Great Exhibition of the North. Now, it's a group show, so there's a lot of different artists and we've had some guest curators all bringing together to celebrate either the past of the North and our rich history, or to look to the future and how we can create a sustainable area and sort of continue to grow. So the first piece I'm going to talk about is the Tyne Deck. So this was proposed by Ryder and Yates in the 60s, 1969. They sort of wanted to combine Newcastle and Gateshead and create this sort of City of Tyneside Council. So they proposed to sort of dam the Tyne. So after the swing bridge, it would be sort of a leisure lake, no tides. On the time between the Millennium Bridge and the swing bridge, it would be covered, and there would be an opera house, a theatre, public buildings, restaurants, stuff like that. So this was their sort of vision for the quayside, because at the time the quayside was very derelict, there wasn't much there, and they sort of, even in 60s, they could see that the shipping was sort of declining and that this could be a rich area for sort of tourism. The plans never went ahead, but it's interesting to see that even then they saw the quayside as something that could be a cultural hub for sort of socialising and culture and music, which it is now. Obviously, with BALTIC being on the quayside, it seemed really nice to have here, both to show people sort of a future that they never knew about and sort of a past and the past way of thinking, so it sort of joins the two together. So here we have the material-driven dome. So as you can see, it's made up of a lot of triangles, and each one represents 45 companies that are sort of based in the north and creating innovative materials. So this dome sort of celebrates all of those, and we have the iPads on each side so people can look up the companies, and it also sort of gives smaller companies a way to be more seen, because obviously we have a lot of people in BALTIC, and it's sort of allowing them to connect with these companies who are doing really great things as well. So this work is titled Real Arcadia, and that's by Matt Stokes, and it sort of celebrates our history with music. So this one sort of focuses on the cave raves of the 90s, and around the other side there's a video of the news and of police talking about the dangers of this, and how just outside the cave there was a 200-foot drop into a quarry. And there's also a structure that sort of comprises of speakers, and it's almost sculptural in a way, but it's a sort of rethinking about how these would have looked in the cave. So everyone just brings a speaker, they get dumped on top of each other until you've got this huge system. And sort of, it's not really a past that many people know about unless you were sort of there. So it's sort of celebrating this idea of northern music and sort of being a hub for both rave and punk, which we'll go on to now. So this work is by photographer Killip, and it takes part in the station in Gateshead. So there were two punk venues in the 80s. There was the Garage in Newcastle, and when that closed down, they moved to the station in Gateshead, which is a sort of old police house. So they actually, I don't know how they managed this in Thatcher Britain, they actually got the Prince's Trust to fund them to put on these gigs, and Chris Killip always positioned himself within the crowds. There's a really nice photograph here, and there's a guy enjoying the music, and he has a sort of a coal not dole patch, which I think really sort of celebrates our history and celebrates the time it was happening. And even though sort of the world around them was very uncertain, things were changing, they didn't know what was going to happen to Newcastle Gateshead, they were still coming together to enjoy something and enjoy the music. People are coming to see themselves and their friends within the photos and sort of remembering the past, which is really what this exhibition is about, celebrating the past and then looking forward to the future. So this back part of the exhibition is Women by Women, and it's sort of a self-contained mini exhibition within it. And we worked with Amberside Gallery to get some photos of the North in the past by 5 female photographers. So for this series, for example, this is by Circa, and she took a series of photos in the 70s of Biker to really capture the community for all it wasn't a very rich community or wealthy community. She really wanted to capture the spirit of the community. And this series was shown to new people when they moved into Biker to capture what Biker was about. And when Circa found out about this, she went back and did a Biker Revisited series, which is on my left here. And it really shows that although sort of it looks totally different in both series, that sort of community spirit still sort of lives on within the photos, and what a sort of changing and multicultural place biker had become through the years. So it's really nice to see people come in and they can say, oh, that was my family member, or oh, I've been there and I knew that was happening and I know someone that was there. It's really nice to sort of see these connections happen and where they usually wouldn't, and that's sort of what Great Exhibition of the North and Idea of North is celebrating. It's celebrating the people that sort of live here, people that come here, and people that sort of are in all of these photographs.